So what I want to discuss now is intuitive intelligence. Who has intuitive intelligence? Oh, good. You don't know yet. Good. It's my belief that everybody has intuition. If we're aware of it or not, that's different. But I really think and feel that my intuition has been guiding me in my life. When I look back at the most important moments or decisions, if I'm really honest, they were not that rational, and sometimes even seem totally coincidental. Meeting people or finding a new job, it's not that straightforward, like, oh, this is my career path, and see, there's my job. It's good to have a planning, and then it often ends up going differently, and sometimes better. So that, for me, is also part of noticing those things, is part of intuition. Why we think it's useful to develop intuitive intelligence is because things never go as planned, and you have to improvise. And to be able to tap into another source of wisdom in yourself, next to your rational mind, next to your behavioral patterns, your skill that you already have, but to be able to ask yourself a question like, what would be the best thing I could do right now in this situation? And just listen for that advice and go with it. That would be another way of accessing possible wisdom. So I call it intuitive intelligence because for me that also includes using your rational mind, using your emotional intelligence, using all the resources you have at your disposal, and then make the best decisions in the moment as you can. So that's why I like putting in the word intelligence. And also because I gave that course at university and I thought it would be better to call it intelligence. But that's just a side note, yeah.
What's the difference with synchronicity? It sounds like there's an overlap between the two.
Yeah. For me, synchronicity describes those moments that we can pay attention to with our intuition. So if you're totally on, okay, this is going to be my day, I'm headed towards the hub, and then you don't notice this person you just passed who had this gift for you, or this church that looking at it would have given you an idea how to go ahead with your project that you were struggling with. So the intuition for me is noticing it and practicing to hear it and go with it. And the synchronicities are the things we then start to notice. Yeah. So what I practice is to go with my intuitions, the smaller ones first, the baby steps. And then more like an experiment. Maybe you're walking on the street, you have your normal general route, but you just go like, you know what if I would walk a different route? And then just let your impulses, intuition, guide you. And that can be a way that is not too scary, but it can help you get more trust in that when you follow your intuition, it's okay. And it might even bring you surprises and gifts that you didn't expect, and that you might have missed otherwise. So that's what? 10 until
the original
10 until 15. 10 till 30, yeah. So, but I had till 45, right? You were going to warn me at 30?
I was going to warn you at 15.
Oh, yeah, I misunderstand. Okay, so you want me to stop at 30? Because that's 45 minutes.
That would be 45. Yeah. But why don't we go ahead until 45 and we'll see.
Okay. Alright, so I'll
You gotta go
shoot for 40. intuitively 40. Sounds right. Maybe it's just a compromise. So what we want to learn is, when is it fear of not wanting to go somewhere, might be shadow stuff, and when is it my intuition telling me don't go to that party or don't go to that street? And so the difference between emotions and intuitions is an important one to get to know, and you can't figure that out with your mind. You can start paying attention to it, and you can be really honest with yourself, because you really already know. But we can trick ourselves into confusing ourselves. But I just want to make that distinction because it often confuses people. And it can confuse, especially if you have a lot of shadow stuff going on a certain day or with a certain person. Then pay extra attention to not mistake your intuition for just plain cowardness or avoidance, right? So another distinction I want to make is that intuition is always present, because it can invite us to do things that we're uncomfortable with. Like, maybe someone fell off their bike, and you see it, but there are already a few people there. So your mind thinks, oh, that's going to be fine. Your intuition tells you go over there and touch the person, help the person, just be with them for a while until they calm down a little bit. Because maybe you're the one who is much more able to do that, instead of those two persons who are already going, oh, are you okay, are you okay, are you okay? And so then, do you go with that intuition, but kind of counter-rationally, because you think, there's many people there, what will they think, am I weird, am I even wanted, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead. But you do know when you have not listened to your intuition. And it happens multiple times daily, at least to me, that I have a small or bigger hunch or intuition and I ignore it. And my practice is to not ignore it, but I don't manage to do it always. Because sometimes it looks silly, or I'm worried, or I'm not paying attention. Do you recognize some of the stuff I'm saying so far? Any additions to that? Yeah.
You were talking about distinguishing between your shadow and intuition. I'm under the impression that intuition is like really fine-tuned, you know? You listen very, very carefully, and it's there, and it's gone a moment later. And if you haven't paid attention, it's just gone. Sorry, it's gone. Whereas the shadow stuff and the emotional things, they just, they stay there. Like, no, I don't want that, no. So, yeah, that helps me.
If it's really loud, then it's...
If it's really loud, don't listen. That might be a good one. Depends, yeah. This is actually a nice entrance point to have a small inquiry with yourself. Remember a recent time where you had an intuition. And just bring back that situation, and the first thing that comes up is usually the right one to work with. And then notice what you can notice about it. And for some people it's maybe nice to close your eyes, but you don't have to. So how did this intuition come into your awareness? As a thought or a feeling, a sensation, a knowing? Did you hear it? Did you hear it in your head or from outside your head? Does it produce a bodily sensation? Like some people, when they get an intuition, they get goosebumps, or a chill, or a rush of warmth. But that doesn't work for everybody like that. so if you're noticing, you're thinking, yeah, but I'm not sure if that was intuition. No, we're maybe never totally sure. And we're just going with it into the inquiry. Where in space did your intuition come from? Is there a direction? Space can be around you in your field or inside your body, or a combination. And invite the specific sense of intuition, your specific way of noticing it. Invite that to grow a little bit stronger so you can sense it a little bit clearer, so you can recognize it sooner next time. So just let it grow. And pay attention if any images, feelings come up. It's usually a little bit soft or silent, but clear. Now that you've noticed where your intuition generally is located or is coming from, notice other thoughts like doubts or rationalizations. Where are they coming from? Thoughts like, oh, I think it's fine like this, or no, I don't have time for that now. Where are they located? How do they feel to you? Maybe a different place in your mind, or a different texture, or a different tone of voice. And then shift back to the location where your intuition was, or the sense of intuition. Literally, it means inner knowing. And let one word or image come up for you that can help you anchor this realization, this getting to know your intuition a little bit more consciously. So it could be like, soft feathers against my neck, or silence. What for you comes up to remember your location, texture, sense of intuition? And then locate the part of yourself that knows the difference between thoughts, emotions, intuitions. to that part is the part that can integrate the different insights, the thoughts, can also be important. The emotions can be important, can be information. Shadow information can be important. And intuitive hits can be very valuable information for a decision, for instance. So usually if you decide that you want to go towards integrating all of the things, all of the inputs, the thoughts, the emotions, the intuition, the instinct, and you stay with that intention and you just notice what happens, then it starts to integrate itself. You can be with that process. And you can ask it questions if you want. And you get answers. For some people it works well to draw or to write down, like write the question down and then write the answer down that comes up. For other people, they can just do it all visually in their head and that works. A really nice question to ask yourself is, if I knew, what was the next step? If I knew, what would I do? If I knew what was going on in this organization, what was it? So as an application, as part of this guided process, as an application of that, I want you to bring to mind one organization or system of organizations and just visualize them or become aware of them and their connections. So usually this works better if you close your eyes. And it should be a system or an organization that you have a question about, that you want to understand better. Just any first thing that comes up is fine. Identify the different parts, like maybe you see it as circles in a diagram or trees in a forest, but there's different parts and there's a whole. And then ask yourself, what is the essence of this system? And what is blocking the manifestation of the essence of the system the most right now? And if that's a part of the system, you can zoom in and get more information on that part, on what's going on there. And sometimes the images start coming as a film, or sometimes you just get one word. Sometimes it makes sense immediately and sometimes it doesn't. And zooming out to the whole system again. Where is the flow the most palpable of the essence of this system manifesting into the world? And maybe another part of the system draws your attention. You zoom in on that. Or maybe it's the connections that draw your attention. And whatever draws your attention, you can put your attention there, and with asking more questions, you get more information. zooming out to the whole system again. Last question. What would be a good next step for the essence of this system to manifest itself into the world? And so you have to pay attention to the answer. Sometimes your head also, like the thoughts, your rational thoughts, have an answer as well. You can write that down, it might be useful. And then you go back to asking the unknown for what pops out of the black hole if you ask that question. What would be the next step? And it can be surprising, or it can be a confirmation. Okay, zooming out and letting that image go. That is one example of how you can gather intuitive information. And then you can write it down, talk with people about it, or connect it to your thoughts or analysis, or your quadrant analysis of a certain situation, or your gut feeling. So often you'll have a second kind of integration process where until you really decide it's a really important decision. And then sometimes it's already very clear. You just go with it. This also works for a dilemma. If you do that, or do this or that, and you just sit yourself down, you imagine being in that reality. It's now already there, I'm already there. This is what I've chosen. And notice the feelings, the thoughts, and then you park the reality back where it was, and you go back to your observer place, and then you go into the other choice option and embody it, feel it. It brings up thoughts, feelings, and you let that go again, go back to your observer place, and then usually you know what's best, what's the best decision. And sometimes it doesn't matter. That can also be an outcome. What should I do, A or B? No, it doesn't matter. Oh, okay. You have to find something else to worry about.
Can I add something?
Yeah.
I do this quite often at home as well, a similar type of exercise, and what helps me and might help any of you as well, is just to start writing with your eyes closed, because then, well, it's a little bit difficult in the beginning. I don't know if anyone did that already, but it really works very well, at least for me it does, because your mind doesn't intervene in what you're writing. You just start writing with your eyes closed. So you might want to try.
Thank you.
Do you feel that it's part of your intuitive process?
Yeah, yeah. With these type of questions, I mean, I can do visualization as well, but then sometimes I start thinking of what I want it to be, for example, and that's fine. But for me, it works when I just start writing, and it seems like it's not me writing anymore. It's something that comes through me that's writing, and it helps when I close my eyes, because then it's not my mind intervening, in a sense. And it's really, when I read it back, I'm like, did this come from my hand, you know? So sometimes I get really surprising insights.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a beautiful addition. Thank you. And that reminds me of one final remark I wanted to make, so double thank you. When we were just discussing the shadow stuff, we were saying like, it was about, can I really do this, and doubts about if you can do it, and what works really well with the centering is that it's not Anouk really who's doing this. It's more that Anouk has done her homework, studied stuff, and practiced stuff, and then it's center, or these archetypes that were mentioned before, or something wise or in flow or inspiration that is coming through you. So then you don't have the problem of, can I be responsible for this? Because it's just you're more of a vessel or more of a change agent, but for something bigger. So the bodily image that can go with that is to become aware of your back and to feel your energy at your back as that the field is supporting you in your back, and that your back is porous and not hard and closed. And if the back becomes porous, then all these great archetypes, wisdom, you can call in the Dalai Lama, what would he do? And you just get access to it. It's amazing. So one of the things that Wendy Palmer advises is to choose 3 archetypes to work with for a while. To choose one behind your hips, one behind your heart, and one behind your head that are inspiring to you. And she tells a story, for instance, she has the founder of Aikido in her hips, Mother Teresa in her heart, and the Dalai Lama in her head. And one time she got a call from the NASA. Could you come teach us about leadership, blah, blah. And her personality tendency is, no, I can't do that. I'm like not capable of that. It's like too big. And then she says to herself, that's right, Wendy can't, but Center can. And she just calls up this center and these archetypes, and she just does it. And so that can really help us if we are moving into a challenge at work and talking to people we're finding a bit scary, or we're afraid that they won't like our idea. It's like, yeah, but this is more important and this is bigger, and I can call in the troops because you're doing good work and you have all the support. It's just like from our culture, behind you there's like nothing here. It's empty space. But actually space is not that empty. This isn't empty, we just can see through it, which is cool, but it's not empty. And you can relate to it more in arts, in Aikido, in lots of things. When you start relating to the space, that's when the magic happens. And that's when you become much bigger than you thought you were. So I want to invite you to choose archetypes for yourself. And you can also be parts of nature, like a mountain, the ocean, and the sky. And that, connecting to that, can just give you access to much more power, resources, and inspiration than you would have with your smaller, also wonderful self. Or totally fucked up self, depending on the day.